What's going on, everybody? YouTube Camo coming at you with part one of this web series on make money, not trades. And what does that mean? Basically, self-explanatory. At the end of the day, when you look at your profit loss, what are you looking for? Are you looking at the number of trades that you made, or are you looking at the amount of money that you made? In other words, if you can take one or two trades and make the same amount of money that you could with 12 to 20 trades without all the stress of trying to get in and out really quick, what would you want to do? At least for me, it is the first one. If I can take one trade a day and make a couple $100 to $1,000 or so, I will take that 9 times out of 10 times out of 10 versus trading 15 times, and every time I get into a trade that risk increases. Like, no trade, all trades don't go in your favor, so you may have 10 losing trades versus just one losing trade. So every time you get in a trade, your risk is increasing, so your stress level is increasing. Compounding that, you may have a full-time job, so you just don't have the time to scout. So really, can you swing trade futures? Yes and no. If you do prop firms, you can actually swing trade futures, but if you're doing prop firms, you can get liquidated at the end of the day, but you can hold them for a long period of time. You're going to hold them throughout the entire day if you position correctly. In other words, the size matters. One contract, one mini versus, or one micro versus one mini. What is your stop tolerance? What is your risk tolerance? Stuff like that. And that's really what this plan, this program that I put together is really all about, is taking new traders like myself and providing you guys with a plan that I was taught. I didn't come up with this. I was taught by Team Alpha, one of the founders, Brendan, in there, who taught me this through some one-on-ones and some coaching and some live trainings and this and that, to trade off of what we call smart money zones. And I'm going to get into all the details for you. But right now, there's one aspect of trading that is going to dictate how successful you are. Going to be go for no. In other words, everybody has a pre-set amount that is a lot for them. When you go to the store, what is a lot of money for you? You look at a carton of eggs, dozen eggs, $3 a lot of money for you, $4 a lot of money for you, or $12 a lot of money for you. When is that amount is so high that you no longer buy that product? Trading is the exact same way. When you're looking at your P&L, what is a lot of money to you? In other words, are you going to prematurely exit a trade because you made 20 bucks and miss out on 40, 50, 60, 100 bucks? Or are you going to be able to manage your emotions, your psychology, so you can capitalize on the momentum of the market? In other words, when the market is going in your favor, capitalize on it, let it go in your favor. Don't necessarily get out on the first pullback. Have the emotional security and the confidence in yourself to be able to attack the market and tell the market what you want. In other words, this is what I'm willing to risk. This is what the profits that I want, based off of sound planning. Therefore, whatever happens, happens. If I go red, that's fine. If I go green, awesome. In other words, green is great, but red is great too. Red will teach you more things than the green will. All right, what do I need to know for the next trade? I need enough red trades that forces you to re-examine what you've been doing. Because when you're an emotional trader, those red days, the range days of the market will grind you alive. With that, this is just an introduction. Hope to get you excited about hearing more. And like I said, I got a pretty substantial presentation for you guys. With that, OG Camo, see you guys later.